folks, and welcome to another episode of Technicational. Now today is a special review, a full review of an Alcatel Idol 3. Yes, this is the first time I'm doing a full review on an Alcatel phone on the channel. Right Dave? Yeah, so this is the first time doing an Alcatel review on the channel, and this is of a flagship phone. This is the flagship phone for Alcatel, the Idol 3. So we can just expect the top or the best that Alcatel has to offer. So let's see how good this phone is and how it actually compares to what is out there. So let's jump right into internal specifications. Now, the Idol 3 comes with an 8 megapixel camera at the front, stereo speakers at the front. Yes, it's two front-facing stereo speakers. At the back, you have a flash, a 13 megapixel camera, no removable back, so there's no removable battery. Also, at the top, you have a headphone jack and a noise cancellation mic. At the bottom, you have a USB port and you have the mic for the phone. On the left side of the phone, you have the power button and the SIM ejection slot that you use to put in your SIM card. And that same SIM ejection slot, you can put in a SD card as well. On the left side of the device, you just have a volume rocker and nothing else. So, the back is not removable, as I said before, and the battery that is in this is actually a 2,900 milliamp hour roughly, and it is enough to get you through a day, but we'll just talk about that at a later point. So we're heading right to the features part. Now, for those who know about electronics and Android, having apps is a good thing. Having too much apps is not a good thing. This phone comes littered with apps. Yes, some of these apps I didn't install and some of them just don't make any sense. For example, there's one here that I know I didn't install, which is Cars Racing. Didn't install that, came on the phone. Butterfly Live Wallpaper, it's installed, I don't know where it is. And Kingdoms and Lords, didn't install that either. And I can go on and on and on. Puzzle Pets, didn't install that. And I keep going through apps that I just didn't install. Now, the problem with this is that the apps are there, fine, as an option, but they're taking up space, and when you put your apps on it, just sometime, the performance of the phone will get slow. So the first thing you need to do when you get this phone, trust me, just delete what you're not using and you will get a better experience. As a matter of fact, before I finish this, let me just get rid of some of these apps. So now that we have cleaned up most of the bloatware that came with the phone, now we can actually talk about the relevant features that this phone has. Now I have to tell you people, it was a lot of bloatware. Yeah. Good thing is, the phone was functioning okay with the bloatware, but it functions much better when you uninstall a lot of those stuff that you're not using. Anyhow, let's talk about the features that this phone has and the unique features that it has. So one feature that it actually labeled on the box is 100% reversible. Now, you know how certain people have their phones all over the place just to hear what's on the speaker? Sometimes they put the speaker to their ears, not the microphone or the speaker part for the earpiece. They just try to find the best volume, so they have the phone all over the place. With this 100% reversible, no matter how you take the phone out your pocket or have it in your hand, it will always look the right way. Yeah. Also, the top will always be the earpiece where you will hear anything if someone calls you, and the bottom will always be the mic. So you don't have to worry about how you answer this phone. This is very unique feature, and I only saw this on the Alcatel Idol 3. Wow. I know many might say this is not a feature, but I have to bring it up. The Idol 3 is the first phone that I have seen come with such high quality earbuds. Yes, the headset on this is a JBL headset, and I have to say, people, this thing sounds amazing. It's loud, it comes with a lot of bass. It is really amazing. So I would call it a feature. I don't know if you would, but it doesn't come in. I haven't seen a next phone that has JBL headsets. This is really a plus for me. So a next unique feature that the Alcatel Idol 3 comes with, believe it or not, it has a built-in turntable. Yes, the music player in the Alcatel is a built-in turntable where you can scratch music, play music, do samples. You can just go nuts being a DJ. Let's just show you how that works right here. I have this loaded up and I can put it back to the start it. Yeah, and you have samples. You can bring up horn. Gunshots. You can record your own samples. You can scratch your song. You can play a next song into it. Oh yeah. Oh, club it, club it. Anyhow, the turntable mix function is quite good. Now I'm playing it through a Bluetooth speaker, but if you want, you don't have to play it through a Bluetooth speaker because you have stereo speakers right here, and they sound really good when you're actually using the phone like this. Pretty unique feature built into the Idol 3. I know I would have like countless of hours playing my favorite music through Bluetooth and my Bluetooth speaker here. Yeah. So after that bit of feature with the turntables and mix, I know the next one is just going to be kind of just lame, really lame, but it's still a feature that most people want to know. And the fact is, this phone comes with radio. Yes, a radio. Yes, you do have to have your headset inside to scan and play, but it's still a really good feature. Just putting it out there. Anyhow, let's move on. So let's get to some hard specifications of the Idol 3, and to do this, we're going to do our benchmark as usual. Before we go into the benchmark though, we're going to open up CPU-Z to look what CPU is in it, and the amount of RAM, the actual memory, and to just give the people who really like to know the specs of the phone what is in the device. Now, as you can see right here, it is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 running at 1.5 gigahertz. Now, this is an octa-core processor. And for those who don't know, Qualcomm did do some octa-core processors. They were neither here nor there. They went back to quad-core right now with their 820. But this is a Snapdragon 615 and it's running at 1.5 gigahertz. It comes with an Adreno 405 that is at 550 megahertz, and that's really much you want to know about the hard specs. The total RAM is 1.894 megabytes, which is rounded off to 2 gigs, and you have 11 gigs of internal storage to use. So we're going to run our benchmark now and see what the scores are for this phone. And you know we're using the famous benchmark tool that everybody knows. So let's just get right to it and see what the Idol 3 is made of. So the final score for the device is 30,086. Wow. Let's see what is the ranking for this phone. So it's pretty much, well, all the way down there. Like really all the way down there. So it's not really high in the benchmark ranking. But you know how this goes already. It doesn't matter how it performs in the benchmark. It's just if you can play your favorite games on it. So let's just get right to it and see if it handles games properly. Okay, so I have mixed feelings when it comes to gaming on this device. Now, the stereo speakers do make the phone and the game sound amazing, especially when you're watching movies as well. But my one problem is that the phone kind of gets a little bit warm at the back as soon as you start playing games. It's not unbearable, but it is noticeable. Okay folks, so let's move right into camera quality. Now, it's kind of hard when you have a good phone. You kind of come down hard on other phones when it don't meet your expectation. But let's be fair to the Idol 3. So the Alcatel Idol 3 has a 13 megapixel at the back and an 8 megapixel at the front. So here are some pictures with the back and the front camera. And if you notice, the camera looks pretty decent in the day. The night shots though are really not that great. It could be better, but at least you can see stuff in the dark, basically. But the shots are pretty much grainy. It's not perfect or ideal to take shots with this phone in poor lighting. It's better you have some good lighting and then you try to take a shot with it in the night. But the day shots are good, and the video recording, it video records up to 1080p, which is decent enough for most people. And the video recording is not that bad either, but the front camera is needing some more fine tuning. For an 8 megapixel camera, it doesn't look like 8 megapixel. The shots are okay in the day, but not so good in the night. Yeah. So the last section we're going to look at is battery life. Now, the Idol 3 is not a champion in this area. It does get you through most of the day, probably get you to your house, but the battery is not amazing. I have not gotten more than a day and a couple hours at most, and I'm not the type of person who actually use the phone that much. So for an avid user, you probably would want to walk with the charger. By 5-6 o'clock, you'll probably be charging this phone if you're using it very hard. So we have reached the area where I actually give you my final thoughts on this phone. Well, the Alcatel Onetouch Idol 3. My view is the phone design is really good. It's slim. It is very unique with the turntable mixing program. You have a SD card slot and you have your SIM card slot, so you can expand the storage. The phone is light and you get a lot of goodies in the packaging, including a very nice case to walk with the phone. And you get the JBL's headsets, which are amazing. The sound quality is amazing. So the packaging and the device, the design is really good. What I really wish though was that the battery life was better and the camera was better. That's the only thing Alcatel needs to fix, and they will have a winner. So folks, thank you so much for watching my review on this phone, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, please do. As usual, it helps me out. And for everybody else, peace.